Hi all, this is kOri with the AstroBiz channel. I am here to do the reading for fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. For those of you who asked or messaged me, I am going to put a link in the description box below for you to get your birth charts. I put a link to astro.com because I find online that it has the most accurate information, so go ahead there. You'll want to have your time of birth if you're looking for your rising sign, or what they call the ascendant in astrology. And I'm just going to jump in the reading. I am also accepting requests for readings. That link will also be in the description box below, along with timestamps for each of your signs. If they don't resonate with you, definitely check your sun, moon, and rising. All videos will be timestamped from here on out. If they don't resonate with you, or you have some questions about something that I said, drop it in the description box below, or hit me at info@abitch.com. That's tch.com. So let's jump into it. Hi, this reading is going to be for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and those of you with Aries dominating the chart or heavy Martian energy in your chart. If you have Mars in the first house, for example, or Mars conjunct the Sun or Moon, this would also apply to you. So I'm going to jump in for Aries. Spirit, please protect me as I channel these messages and protect the Aries energy, and allow me to offer clear, concise messages that facilitate healing, evolution, and abundance for the sign of Aries and the energy embodied by Aries. What is going on for September 11th through the 20th for the sign of Aries? Okay, Aries, it doesn't seem like you guys have many jumpers, so I'm going to do a quick shuffle. And let's see what we have here. The first card, the Five of Wands in reverse. That's your past energy. For the present, we have the Five of Pentacles in the upright. For your unknown energy or your unconscious energy, we have the Eight of Swords, which is positive. Looks like you're coming out of a conflicting thought process or looping. For your hopes and fears, we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. In your environment, you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. For your advice, the King of Pentacles in reverse. There's a lot of pentacles in your reading, Aries, so it definitely pertains to your material resources, your finances, and your foundations. Also, there's references to your physical body. And then for your outcome, we have the Four of Pentacles in the upright. So you may be dealing with Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo energy, as Earth shows up very strongly. Virgo in particular, with the Queen of Swords also crowning the reading. In the bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers in reverse and the Star in reverse underneath that. And I did look because it was Major Arcana. I'm just going to show you what that looks like in the upright. Okay, Aries, so you're coming out of a place where you've transcended a conflict. You and people with whom you've chosen to collaborate, or people in your environment, may have been trying to reach a goal, repair a circumstance, or create something. And there may have been conflict because while everybody had similar goals, aspirations, or expectations, their methods or the way that they wanted to go about doing this may have been problematic, causing tension with the other people. This could have been you or somebody you're dealing with. This is definitely your energy, Aries. Also other fire signs, Leo and Sagittarius. But you've transcended the conflict when it comes in the reverse. So it's like you guys put your heads together, or one method, after trying all of them, has clearly shown itself to be the most efficient, beneficial, or the one that would best ensure success. So having done that now, and you may have had to separate from these people in order to come out of this conflict. I'm not saying necessarily that you guys were able to successfully create, but whatever the situation was, the conflict has now come to an end. And you may have had to separate yourself from the situation in order to resolve the conflict if there was no resolution, or if the other people or yourself were not willing to put aside the desire for control and cooperate with one another. And I say that because in the present you have the Five of Pentacles. So this is about separation. This is about walking away. The typical book definition is being left out in the cold with very little to your name, you know. But it also stands to me that your self-worth is being worked on here. It's less about the conflict at this point and more about how your self-worth is impacted by your dealings with others and your handling of conflict, especially with Mars transiting reverse in your, retrograde in your sign, Aries. For the until next year, you're going to be deeply considering how you act on your impulses, how you handle your creative urges, how you channel anger, how you pursue your desires and your goals, how you express yourself sexually, whether it's healthy or whether it's not, how you can adjust your behavior, your actions, and your expressions of your anger, creativity, and sexuality to ensure success, to ensure fulfillment, to ensure happiness and joy, and to recover your sense of self-worth and personal values. So that's what you're dealing with now. You may have been suffering a financial loss or some instability with regard to your material resources, and it's impacting your, it's impacting the perspective with which you pursue your goals and your desires, the actions you take, the way that you channel your anger, your frustration, the way that you handle yourself, you behave and you respond when your goals are thwarted or when your actions aren't manifesting according to your intentions in the time that you expect, for example, Aries. So just be careful with that energy. What you want to do right now is be absolutely clear on what it is that you want from life, what it is that you expect to be the result of any actions that you're taking. Are your plans practical, well thought out, detailed? Are you following through on all of your plans, or are you following your impulses at any given time and allowing distractions to get in your way? Because those type of things definitely impact your self-worth and your material stability when it comes down to it, if you're not sticking with the intentions that you set. It's okay to adjust your means, it's okay to adjust your methods, but definitely there are some goals we're sticking to, and you may need to reevaluate what it is those are in your life at this time, Aries, because everything is changing for all of us. And as things change outside, it calls for us to dig deeper into the parts of ourselves that we may not have accessed in some time, in order to manifest and adjust to the new. Unbeknownst to you, what you have is the Eight of Swords in the reverse. So this is positive. This is about freeing one's thoughts. This is about coming out of looping thought processes in which you're unable to find your way out of a situation, transcend a problem or a part of yourself, because of the ways that you are thinking and you are communicating with others, or they are communicating with you. This is air energy, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. They may feature in the periphery of your situation. However, what this says to me is that despite any losses that you may experience, any lack that you may feel within or without, you are coming to a place of being able to you're coming to a breakthrough. You're coming to a place where you can see clearly all aspects of the situation as they impact you and your goals, and you're able to think of logical, practical strategies that free you out of your situation, that cut off the blindfold and the bondages that are keeping you from moving forward. So that's very, very positive. And this may come by way of some information or communication external to you that you can use to free yourself. Your hopes and fears show up in reverse as the Queen of Pentacles, Aries. So be mindful of what you're investing into yourself. Be mindful of the energy that you put into your self-care. I initially thought this was the Queen of Swords. So it may be about clarity with regard to your priorities, what your priorities are, what is the best investment of your energy. She does hold the sword, but she's not the Queen of Swords. I just want you to take a quick look at this. That's why I was a little bit confused. She has this clarity, but this clarity is, it directly ties into what she's protecting here, what she's caring for, what she's nurturing here. Her joy comes from clarity with regard to how to take care of and protect this pinnacle, the physical body, the material resources, the home life, that which provides safety, security, and stability within and without in your life, Aries, is in reverse. So you need to prioritize. You need to take some time to take care of your body, to nurture yourself, to give to yourself that which you expect to experience in the world, and to receive from other people needs to be given to you from you first. And I think that's a big lesson here. Are you putting your energy into things that make you feel less than? Are you investing your energy into people who are not reciprocating your energy, people who are materialistic, opportunistic, in some way superficial or ingenuine in terms of the investments that they make into you and collaborations with you? What that means is, does this person have ulterior motives when they're giving you something, doing you a favor, giving you advice, for example? Are you discerning about what it is that you're receiving, what input you're receiving externally, and how it impacts your sense of self-worth and value? What limitations does the feedback you get place on your thought processes and your ability to make sound decisions to free yourself from circumstances that might bind you? In your environment, you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So definitely it looks like whoever this is or whatever this energy is drawing from your energy. It's draining you. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse means somebody has consistently put energy, effort, and resources into something that doesn't pay in equal dividend or pay according to expectation. So it also, to me, says that somebody isn't putting in the right, somebody isn't giving what is right, what is necessary, what is practical in order to grow a situation or to bring to fruition their goals and intentions. Whatever you set in your mind to, Aries, is being thwarted by this draining energy. This is in your environment, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo energy. It's like somebody is constantly it's like a distraction. Somebody's drawing energy, effort, and resources away from you that should be put into freeing yourself from whatever it is that makes you feel limited, that stresses you out, that distracts you from whatever it is that you're actually trying to manifest. You have your advice is the King of Pentacles. So at this point, you may want to practice some ruthlessness. You may want to prioritize yourself above all else. You may not want to give without clear boundaries around what you expect to receive or the results that you expect to see in response to what you put out into the world. This is also Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo energy. So it's about balancing, it's about grounding, it's about focusing and prioritizing your material resources, your stability, your safety, and building up a surplus. The King of Pentacles always has more than what he needs because that's how he puts himself into a position to give to others, to take care of others, to be a provider and a protector, etc. So that being your advice, it's kind of like put that above all else. The King of Pentacles in the reverse cares about nothing but his stability, his material foundations. He doesn't care how he gets it, by hook or crook. That's just the way it is. In the reverse, that's the energy. And you're advised by the tarot to take on this energy, to put aside your ego battles with others, to put aside whatever in your life makes you feel less than, lowers your confidence, self-esteem, or self-worth. To seek clarity, to seek solutions, and to build yourself up materially so that you can pursue your goals from a place of independence, freedom, and autonomy. And what you get in reverse is slowly but surely you're building. You're starting off with nothing. When you get the Five of Pentacles, you usually go back to the Four. You're collecting your resources, you're saving. It's like you're starting to rebuild. You're able to hold on to what it is that you obtain, what it is that you create, in preparation for more. And that may require that you make some head over heart decisions with the Lovers. You may have to choose, you may have to be more discerning, more choosy about who you allow into your life, Aries, how you communicate, and what you choose to prioritize. A lot of times with the Lovers, it's less about how we deal with other people in our lives and more about the decisions that we make and the reasons behind them. Sometimes you have to choose practicality over emotions, and I can certainly relate to that. Sometimes you have to put aside your creative passions, your ideas, your hobbies, and those things that are calling to you to meet your needs and take care of your responsibilities. And that's what this is about. So I hope this resonated for you. Definitely like, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to go ahead and jump into the other signs. So thank you for watching. Hi Leo, this is kOri with the AstroBiz channel. I'm going to go ahead and jump into your bow spread reading for September 11th through the 20th of 2020. I hope that these messages bring you clear and concise messages that facilitate healing, evolution, growth, and abundance for this time period. Spirit, please protect me and allow me to channel clear and concise messages for the sign of Leo for the time period from September 11th through the 20th. Allow me to offer them messages that facilitate healing, that invite abundance, and that remind them of their personal power so that they can utilize it in the so that they can utilize it for their growth, for their knowledge and learning, and for their overall victory in life as they see fit. Okay, so we don't have many jumpers, Leo. I'm going to go ahead and do one more quick shuffle. And then we're going to jump into the reading. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Magician. So we have everything we need to manifest according to our intentions and our ideals. It's a matter of properly using one's resources, balancing one's emotions, thinking and communicating clearly, logically, and strategically, and using one's creative talents, operating from a place of confidence, and channeling one's passion in the manifestation of one's goals. Okay, so in the past, you have the Knight of Cups that jumped out before I cut. The Five of Pentacles in reverse for your current situation. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse as the unknown. For your motivations or your hopes and fears, we have the Eight of Swords. In your environment, Knight of Wands in reverse. Your advice, the Lovers. And the overall outcome, the Hangman in reverse. Okay, Leo, let's jump into it. So in the past position, you have the Knight of Cups, and Capricorn also had the same card in the same position, so you may be dealing with one, or you may feature Capricorn in your own chart. But this is about somebody who is lost in their own illusions. Their own emotional state tends to inform their actions and their decisions, regardless of whether their emotions reflect what is actually happening in a situation. And what I mean by that is, in shadow work, there's a quote that's often spun around in the spiritual community, and it goes something like, your emotions are real, but the story, they may not be true. The stories that they tell you may not be true. So the Knight of Cups in reverse sort of signifies somebody who believes in all the stories that their emotions might suggest to them. They're deeply out of touch with their intuition, and the reason for that is because they've suffered some sort of emotional trauma. They may have some sort of addictions or other tendency toward escapism, like daydreaming, disassociating, some sort of extreme detachment or disconnection from their own emotional state. They're not necessarily, it's a Cups card, so they're not unemotional or lacking emotions or detached, but they may be consciously, mentally disconnected from their emotional state, i.e. they're unaware of what their emotions are trying to tell them. They may not be able to identify or define what it is that they're feeling and why they're feeling the way that they're feeling, what situations are bringing up these emotions, what memories are stored in these emotions, where these emotions are stored in the body, etc. In your present situation, Leo, you have the Five of Pentacles. This is Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo energy. Excuse me. And what this says to me is there's a recovery here of someone's self-worth and self-esteem, possibly either due to a recovery of resources and finances, or the recovery of one's self-esteem, one's self-value, the things that make one feel whole, satisfied, and passionate and self-motivated, helps one to manifest a recovery in the material sense. So that is, you know, someone standing on their own 2 feet, recovering their belief, recovering their self-belief, identifying their personal power and making a practice of using it, recovering self-confidence, Leo. What that is leading to is a manifestation of material abundance. Plans that you set forth in order to get a material reward are now coming to fruition as a result of your internal growth, stability, and the rebuilding of your foundations within. So that's very positive in terms of your shadow work. I think that if this is you coming out of the past, then what this signifies to me is that despite any emotional trauma, abuse you may have suffered that caused you to operate from a place of illusions or to lack clarity with regard to how to move forward and how to self-heal, you've come to a place now where you're more solid inside. You're more aware of your own shit, and you're able to separate it from the things that happened to you, the abuse that was perpetuated against you, and any conflict that you had suffered that made you feel isolated or left out in the cold or less than, in any way lacking. Unbeknownst to you, you have the Eight of Pentacles. This is more Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo energy. This is of the earth element. This is also about the material resources and the physical body. But because this is unbeknownst to you, I would say that it's also external to you, or it's energy that is passing. And what it says to me is that you've spent a lot of time, or somebody that impacts your situation has spent quite a bit of time putting energy and effort into mastering something, a skill, a talent, or manifesting something in the material realm that's not actually likely to go anywhere or doesn't have the potential for growth that they were hoping for. Their energy that they put in isn't being reflected in the material realm in their lives. In other words, this is somebody who is working on a hobby or a project, or attempting to become an entrepreneur, or starting a new job. And whatever it is that they're putting their energy, their time, their effort into is not growing. It doesn't have the potential to grow. Or on the other side of that, they could be mismanaging their energy, and that's causing a failure here. That's causing a lack of fruition in a situation. And I don't know that this is you. And I would almost say that it isn't, because this is a recovery card. This is coming out of lack and going into growth. This is putting effort into things that grow, putting effort into things that reflect your healing sense of self-worth, Leo. This here, though, is quite the opposite of that. It's putting effort into things that don't have the potential to grow. Sorry about that. I was having some technical difficulties. What I was saying, Leo, is on the other side of that, you know, there are multiple perspectives of all the cards. You can be, or someone else in your situation is not manifesting the greatest potential in a situation that's available in a situation due to lack of consistency, discipline, and focus. This is a card about self-mastery. It's about putting one's all into something and doing it over and over again until they reach the best possible outcome and result. And that is a growth in a material sense. There's a reward, there's a payoff, there's a gift, there's a, you know what I mean? There's acknowledgement, there's money coming in. Whatever this is valuable. And the energy that you put into it is meant to manifest something of value. However, it doesn't look like the energy that's being put in is at all equal to what's coming out or what's expected to come out. And this is, again, I always say that the eights are cyclical, so keep that in mind. This is somebody repeatedly making the same mistake, a failure to stay consistent in accordance with their intentions, a failure to invest the right amount of energy, a lack of attention to detail when they're trying to learn a new skill, practice a talent, or self-express. The motivations or the hopes and fears in this situation, Leo, are the Eight of Swords in the upright. And what this signifies is that you are fearing being trapped in your mind, being trapped within your limitations, not being able to see past one's limitations, one's obstacles, the difficult parts of a situation that make one feel stuck, stagnant, or feel as if progress or healing or growth is being slowed. Now, again, especially because this falls in the hopes and fears section, I want to emphasize the fact that this is mental energy. This is going on within one's head. This is air sign energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. So this may be what it is that you're thinking about, but this is self-imposed, Leo. Make sure that you consider that. This is an easy obstacle to transcend. It depends upon your willingness to change your mind about the circumstances, to change the way that you're looking at the circumstances, to look at it from a different angle, to consider solutions that you may not have considered previously, to look for resources or ways of using the resources that you already have that may not be what you're used to, what you were expecting to do or planning to do. Step outside of your expectations and look at the situation as it is, and create a logical plan for forward movement. In your environment, Leo, you have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. And this is an unreliable energy. This is somebody who comes in very passionately but runs out of steam very quickly, or tends to disappear when it's time to take grounded steps, practical actions. They may be reckless in some way, irresponsible, or just very unreliable. You know, just when you think you're able to prepare and plan and incorporate them into your plans, they disappear, or they're unable to follow through on whatever intentions they set or agreements that you all were in together. This is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is in your environment, so this is somebody that's definitely not you. This is somebody in your life that may be hindering progress due to their irresponsibility, their unreliability, or their reckless behavior. Your advice, Leo, is the Lovers. And this is one of the only major arcana in the main part of your spread. This is Gemini energy. But this is also about making decisions. You have to take the time to consider from where your decisions are being made. Are you making your decisions based on your emotional desires and expectations? Any illusions? Are you making your are you making your decisions or your choices based on the truth or limited information, for example. Are you making logical decisions? Are you choosing the best obstacle for the long-term success and fulfillment, or are you choosing immediate gratification, for example? This is always about a choice between opposites that reflects your growth. Whatever choice you choose is going to reflect where you are in terms of your spiritual growth, your maturity, your evolution, your mental capacity, and your emotional state. So you're called to make a decision, and you're called to distinguish what your heart is telling you from the, you know what I mean, your monkey mind, and then what your higher self, which is a combination of the two, and a connection with spirit, is telling you, and then go forward, meaning make plans and take practical actions in light of the decision that you make. A Gemini may facilitate the making of your decisions. You have two Gemini cards here, with the Magician showing up at the bottom of the deck and the Lover showing up in the advice spread. But this is also, it's about choices. Everything is about choice. When you're putting your energy in, what is the payoff? Whatever projects, whatever people, whatever hobbies, whatever work that you're putting yourself into, whatever skills you're trying to learn, is there a result that is likely to manifest in a material sense and grow in the future, in the long term, in the future, meaning over time, it's supposed to grow more and more abundant. It's supposed to improve your situation materially. Are the people in your environment invested in you? Are you invested in yourself in a practical sense? And then your outcome is the Hangman. And I'm just going to turn on the light so you guys can see these cards. Okay, so your outcome is the Hangman, Leo. And what this is about in the reverse is, you know, being free to move because you were willing to change your perspective regarding a circumstance. In the upright, this person is stuck. This person is being held up by the universe because they have lessons to learn regarding changing the way that they look at circumstances, how receptive they are to the truth of a circumstance, and how willing they are to adjust their mindset in accordance with the reality of situations. This is Pisces energy, and it also reflects in your tarot spread, the Knight of Cups. So you may be dealing with the Piscean energy, but in the reverse, it's about releasing the things that you hold on to that keep you from forward movement, especially mindsets, ways of thinking and communicating and processing your feelings, ways of connecting with your subconscious, especially sometimes, because when you in the Hangman energy, it's time to go deep within yourself. This is about a call to be still and embrace shadow work, to dig deep within yourself and to locate and transcend those places in yourself that are limiting beliefs, limiting ways of communicating with others, or being receptive to difficult truths, and adjusting your methods in light of obstacles as they present themselves. So, you know, this is about making a sacrifice. It's a difficult sacrifice because this is about releasing familiarity in favor of forward movement. And so a lot of times growth and forward movement and evolution and healing requires that you accept the fact that discomfort usually is a sign that you're growing, that you're healing. You know, you're entering uncertain and unfamiliar circumstances, encountering new people a lot of times after trauma and after difficulty, and you have to let go of the stories that your trauma and your emotions are telling you here with the Knight of Cups in reverse, and embrace a way of seeing things and behaving in the world that reflects new truths. So this is your reading, Leo. I hope that this resonated for you. You have heavy Piscean energy. You also have Sagittarian energy and Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. So it looks like you have all of the elements here. Specifically with regard to signs, you have Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces, and Earth, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. So I hope that this reading resonated for you. Please like, share, subscribe, leave comments. You guys can definitely hit me up on a private level if you want to talk about how your situation relates to the reading. You can send an email to info@abythc.com, or you can send me a DM on Instagram or message via Facebook. My handle is the same, and it is also in the description box below. For those of you who are not familiar with your sun, moon, and rising, you can also check the description box below for a link to input your information for your birth chart. You will need a time and location of birth. A lot of times you can find that on your birth certificate or hospital records. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. You guys aren't having many jumpers, Sagittarius. I'm going to do one more shuffling first. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords. This is about guilt, can be about sleepless nights. This is about, it can be paranoia. But what this is, a lot of times, is feeling alone with one's thoughts and one's problems and one's issues. You've transcended the Eight of Swords, where you're no longer feeling limited. You're able to think up solutions, but you may be fearful about the outcome situations, fearful about endings, fearful or just sort of scared of uncertainty. This is sort of the, the monster under the bed. We really don't know what it is that's making that noise in the back of our room when we're kids, but we feel like we're in danger, and the danger comes from the lack of uncertainty, the unknown, the possibilities that are negative in nature. So make sure that you're trying to think positive, because this is your past energy. But my hope is that you're no longer, dwelling in that energy, Sagittarius. So let's see. In the past position, we have the Six of Cups. There was an emotional bond, possibly with a childhood friend, a childhood love, or somebody who just makes you feel joyful. This is about an emotional bond that is deep and spiritual in nature. This is an equal input of emotional investment. This is where, what's understood doesn't need to be explained between two people who have very similar natures emotionally and are equally emotionally invested in each other. This is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy, particularly Scorpio. In the present, you have the Ace of Wands in reverse. This is about a lack of preparation, a feeling that you're not ready to take action, to move forward, to implement ideas and plans. This can be hindered new beginnings. This can be losing enthusiasm for something or someone. This can also be false starts, where, you sort of lean into something, but it doesn't take off or get started as quickly as you intended or expected. This is your energy, Sagittarius. You could possibly be dealing with another fire sign, Leo or an Aries. Unbeknownst to you, you have the Empress. So this is like exponential growth. This is very positive. This is Taurian and Libra energy, but it's also about creative energy. This is about somebody who embodies the best of all elements to such a degree that they attract the best of all elements tenfold. This is somebody who takes such good care of themselves that they invite other people who want to take care of, nurture them, invest in them creatively, invest in their creations. This is wealth of a material sense. This is emotional balance. The Empress represents all of the queens, so she represents receptivity of emotional balance, healing energies, clarity, creative inputs, and confidence. This is all about full and well-rounded and holistic embodiment. The Empress is living the life, so it definitely looks like whatever it is that you may be afraid to get started, or whatever it is that seemed to be a false start, is soon to be taking off, and soon to be growing, is soon to be helping you or facilitating abundance in your life, Sagittarius. So that's very positive. Your motivations or your hopes and fears are the Two of Swords in reverse. So you're hoping to sort of break a stalemate in terms of communication. You're trying to make a decision with regard to whether or not you should communicate or maintain silence, or if you should maybe go silent in a situation where you have been communicating. This is air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, but it's in the upright, it's about a stalemate. You know, it's about an unwillingness to face the truth, to speak the truth, or to be receptive to the truth, Sagittarius. But in the reverse, it's coming out of that energy. There's no more stubborn ignoring of the truth. There's no, you know, there's a desire to speak what needs to be said, but there's a little bit of indecision lingering with regard to whether or not that's appropriate. Is it appropriate to speak, or is it appropriate to maintain my silence? And I feel like your motivation is to come out of this indecision with regard to whether or not to communicate the truth of some situation. And that's this Ace of Wands. Do I take action to move forward? Do I act on my desire? If this is lust, I would definitely, you know, take your time. A lot of times the Ace of Wands, especially the wands who can indicate, you know, phallic symbolism or sexual energy. But if you're unsure, then channel that energy into other creative pursuits and practical growth in preparation for, you know, preparing yourself to receive great abundance and joy and being taken care of. You know, when it's time to communicate, you should know, I think, Sagittarius. I think that a lot of times when we're in this situation and we're wondering whether or not we should speak, there may be a little bit more processing that needs to be done by us or by the people that we're wanting to communicate with, of the facts and the realities of the situation. And so maybe you need to take some time to pause before taking any actions or implementing any plans to start a conversation. Not let it come to you, but give it time. Give yourself time to process it and make sure that you're seeing it from all angles, and to evaluate if the parties that you're wanting to communicate with are receptive to what it is that you want to communicate, and are processing the situation in equal measure. In your environment, you have the Knight of Wands in reverse. This is this could possibly be another Sagittarian energy or another fire sign, Leo or Aries, but this is a Sagittarian card in your environment. But this is somebody who's proven unreliable. This is somebody who's proven unstable. This showed up again in the Leo reading. So you could be dealing with Leo energy as well. But this is somebody who whose actions don't reflect consistency, who's not committed to whatever it is that they've agreed to participate in. This is somebody who might sell you a dream because they come in hot, passionate, motivated, and enthusiastic about whatever it is that's being presented, but they don't have the longevity, the follow through, the consistency, commitment, and discipline to stick with the situation until it manifests according to the ideal. And so this is somebody that you wouldn't want to, you know, make long-term plans with, because they may not be available to you in the future. Your advice is the Ace of Pentacles. So this is about grounded. I just want to hold this up again so you guys can see it. This is about channeling grounded energy into something that manifests in the material sense. Taking care of your body. This is pure energy with the Ace of Pentacles. So this is about energy being offered to you by the universe that needs to be utilized and acted upon by you in order for it to materialize in your life. This can be, you know, new jobs coming in, but you need to fill out and complete applications. Make sure that your resume is up to date and formatted correctly, that you're taking care of your body and getting enough rest in case you want to start a new schedule, Sagittarius. You need to make sure that you're conserving your resources if you are in a position where you're under lack. If you're looking for growth, then you need to be saving. etc., etc. And I'm preaching to the choir, trust me, I understand. And your outcome is the Tower in reverse. So this is being able to avoid the crumbling of a foundation, being able to avoid a blow up or an explosive conflict in a situation where you may not have been on stable and secure footing. This can be materially, or this can be emotionally, this can be socially, this can be with regard to work or creative projects. But what it says to me is when it's in reverse, you're avoiding the crumbling, especially as an outcome. The Tower is about a shocking crumbling of a foundation that was built. It was built to be unsturdy. It wasn't built to last. This is putting your energy and effort into something that's built to last and grow in the long term. With the Tower, this is always implying that you started out fucked up. Let me just be clear, Sagittarius, that you started out unstable, that you started out with unequal give and take, a lack of reciprocity, dishonesty. You know, it could have been fear-based starting out if this was a relationship. If in terms of money, you may not have had the proper resources to put into a project. Either way, in the reverse, you avoid the crumbling when you behave practically, when you put your energy and effort into practical endeavors, when you make practical and logical decisions, and when you follow through, when you practice discipline and consistency in regard to the plans that you make and the steps that you take. This can possibly be literally rebuilding a crumbled foundation. You know, things, the dust has settled in a difficult situation that may have crumbled, and this is a rebuilding in the Tower. And you may, with the Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck, be stressed about how to make that happen. But I'm sensing that your stress, your paranoia, and your fear comes from difficult, you know, this difficult emotional bond in the past. If you're looking to reconnect or open up communication with somebody, know that this person is growing. Know that this person is facing abundance. Allow yourself to process the idea that what you're likely to encounter in terms of reconciliation with the person is an entirely new person that you need to get to know all over again. And so put aside your fears and open up your mind, engage your own curiosity, and make sure that you're ready to communicate openly, that you're ready to be vulnerable, that you are prepared to grow alongside this person as they have now decided to engage their own growth process. If this has to do with work, are you ready to do the work? Do you understand the work that it takes? Communicate, ask the necessary questions before taking any action to implement plans. So that's your reading, Sagittarius. I hope it resonated for you. Please like, share, subscribe. Definitely leave me feedback. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter at AstroB. That information is in the description box below. I am also accepting requests for readings. You can click the link in the description box below for descriptions of all the services and the prices of those services that are currently available. And thank you all for watching. I will see you next time.